Collocations with make, get and do. Man, I know how confusing this can be. My own students almost rise in rebellion when we work on this kind of stuff. But in episode 2 of my advanced vocabulary series, we are going to do away with all your doubts. Hi and welcome to Teacher Phil, where I help people like you pass their Cambridge exam. Collocations, these fixed expressions like have lunch or make a mess, can be a real headache when studying English. Often we find combinations of verbs and nouns to form collocations. And if you have read the title of this video, then you know that we are going to have a look at some examples with make, get and do. First of all, we are going to have a look at a bunch of examples before we are also going to do a couple of practical exercises, so you can become a boss at collocations. Once we're done, you can also download a free PDF with all the collocations from this video. I will leave a link in the description box below, and you can also scan the QR code on your screen. If all of that sounds good to you, then what are we waiting for? The biggest problem with collocations is that you simply have to study them. In my first video in this series, I talk about that in a little bit more detail. So I definitely recommend having a look at that lesson as well. What I can do for you is to show you examples and introduce them to you, as well as give you the opportunity to practice. So here you can see a whole list of nouns and a table with make, get and do at the top. First, take a few minutes to pause the video and put the nouns in the right categories to form correct collocations. Once you're done, continue the video to check your answers. Okay, time to check your answers. I hope you feel confident about your choices. Can I get a drum roll, please? Ta-da! Here are the correct collocations with make, get and do. Of course, make changes to your answers if you have to, because you will need them in a second. Alright, step 1 is done. And you have the correct collocations in front of you on a piece of paper. Because now you will need them, because it's time to practice. I've prepared 2 exercises for you to deepen your understanding of these collocations a little bit more. And in addition, if you watch until the end, there will also be 1 bonus exercise for you. So without further ado, let's get into the first one. Here you can see 10 sentences with the collocations missing. In the box above are the nouns we have to use. Fill in the gaps with the correct collocations for each context. You need to choose the correct noun from the box, plus the right form of make, get or do. Again, pause the video for a few minutes and take your time to complete the sentences on your screen. If you haven't downloaded your free PDF, now would be the right moment to do so. When you're ready, continue the video and check your answers. All right. I guess you are ready to find out what needs to go into each gap. And here you are. Have a look and see if you've remembered the collocations correctly. If you have any questions, of course you can post them in the comments below and I will try to answer them for you as fast as possible. But now let's move on to the second exercise. This one is a little bit trickier than the first one, so you have to be very careful. Here we have 8 sentences with a range of collocations. The problem is that only 3 of these sentences are perfectly correct, while 5 of them contain a mistake connected to the collocations used. Read the sentences, then find and correct the 5 mistakes. Pause the video once again and continue whenever you're ready. Okay, time to reveal the answers. I hope you found all 5 mistakes. And there you go. Have a look and correct what you've got wrong. Once more, feel free to let me know if you have any problems or doubts. And of course, you can let me know if you got all the mistakes and corrected them. Okay, before we finish, I promised you a bonus exercise if you watch until the end. So here we go. Obviously, this is optional, but it is a great opportunity to practice what you've just learned and also to connect with other people in the Teacher Phil community. Here are 5 questions for you, each of which contains one of the collocations that we've studied in this lesson. Put your answers in the comments below and of course try to use these collocations in your answers. Also reply to someone else and tell them if you agree or disagree with them and why. This way you get some extra practice and the opportunity to communicate with others. Thank you so much for watching the video until the end. I hope that you were able to take away a few collocations with make, get and do for your own vocabulary. After all, these expressions are going to improve your range of vocabulary and they might help you pass your Cambridge exam. If you are interested, I can also be your teacher. I offer online classes and writing feedback. And you can also follow me on my other social media for even more of my content. Also, remember to download your free PDF with all the collocations from this lesson. All the links are, as always, in the description box below. And I see you in the next video.